Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're talking about something every senior, retiree, Social Security recipient, SSI or SSDI recipient, and person living on fixed income wants to know right now. Is more money coming? Because let's be honest, people are not watching these updates just because they want political drama or confusing government language. People want to genuinely know if their check could go up. They want to know if taxes could go down. They want to know if SSI rules could change. They want to know if Medicare costs could be reduced. They want to know if Congress is finally talking about putting more money back into the pockets of seniors. So today, I'm going through 5 major updates that all connect back to one big question. Could seniors and beneficiaries end up with more money? Now, I want to be clear from the very beginning. I'm not saying that all of these are approved, and I'm not saying that everyone is getting a brand new shiny check tomorrow. But these are the proposals, discussions, and developments that seniors need to watch because they could affect your monthly money, your taxes, your benefits, your costs, or the money you actually have left at the end of the month. And make sure you watch until the very end because the final update is not technically a Social Security check increase, but it could still determine how much more money seniors actually have left after bills are paid. Also, quick reminder, this is not financial, tax, or legal advice. I am simply breaking down the latest updates in plain English so you know what is happening and what to watch next. Let's get right into it. First of all, we need to talk about senior tax relief. This is one of the biggest money topics right now because for many retirees, the problem is not just how much Social Security sends them. It is how much they actually get to keep. A senior can receive a Social Security check, but then still deal with federal taxes, state taxes in some places, Medicare premiums, prescription costs, rent, utilities, groceries, insurance, and everything else. So when lawmakers talk about senior tax relief, seniors need to pay attention. Because even if your Social Security check does not technically increase, lowering your tax burden can still mean more money stays in your pocket. That is the part a lot of people miss. A benefit increase is one way to help seniors. A tax deduction is another way. Lower Medicare costs are another way. Prescription savings are another way. Removing penalties is another way. And they all come back to the same question. How much money do seniors actually have left to live on? So if Congress is talking about extending or making senior tax relief permanent, that is what matters. Now, this does not mean every senior automatically gets thousands of dollars. It depends on your income, your filing status, your age, and whether you owe federal income tax. But the reason this is such a big deal is because many seniors are tired of hearing politicians say they support older Americans while seniors still feel squeezed every single month. A lot of people are dealing with higher food prices, higher rent, higher insurance, higher medical costs, higher property taxes, higher car insurance, higher utilities, and the list goes on. And when you're living on fixed income, even a few $100s can make a massive difference. So this is one of the money updates to watch closely. Because if senior tax relief becomes permanent, some older Americans could keep more of their own money instead of sending it to the IRS. And for people living on fixed income, that can matter a lot. The key thing to remember is this. More money does not always come as a brand new monthly check. Sometimes more money comes from keeping more of what you already receive. And that is why senior tax relief is such an important issue for retirees to watch. Next, let's talk about SSI. And this is one of the most important money topics for low-income seniors and people with disabilities. SSI has some of the strictest rules in the entire benefit system. People receiving SSI are often limited by very low income and asset rules. And for years, advocates and lawmakers have argued that these rules are outdated and keep people trapped financially. So when lawmakers discuss SSI reform, the question is not just, will benefits go up? The question is also, will SSI recipients finally be allowed to keep more money without being punished? That is huge, because right now, many SSI recipients have to be extremely careful about savings, income, help from family, living arrangements, and reporting changes. And if someone goes over the limit, or the Social Security Administration says they were overpaid, they can end up with reduced checks or repayment issues. And that creates fear. People are afraid to save. People are afraid to accept help. People are afraid one paperwork mistake could hurt their benefits. People are afraid that a small change in their living situation could reduce their monthly check. So if Congress is talking about SSI reform, seniors and disabled beneficiaries should pay attention, because the hope here is not just a little more money. The hope is a fairer system where people are not punished for trying to survive. Now again, this is not automatically approved. People should not assume their SSI check is changing tomorrow. But if you receive SSI, this is exactly the type of topic you want to watch, because any change to SSI benefit amounts, asset limits, income rules, marriage penalties, or reporting rules could affect how much money people can receive or keep. And that is why this matters. For many SSI recipients, even a small increase could help. But even beyond a monthly increase, changing the rules could be just as important. Because if someone can save more money, keep more resources, avoid penalties, or avoid losing benefits because of outdated limits, that could make a major difference in daily life. So the question seniors and SSI recipients should be asking is, will lawmakers finally update a system that many people say has been outdated for decades? That is the money angle. That is the hope. And that is why this topic deserves attention. Now, let's talk about something that could cost retirees money for the rest of their lives. Social Security claiming age. Now, this is not just a paperwork issue. This is not just, when do I sign up? This is a lifetime money decision. If someone claims Social Security early, their monthly benefit can be permanently reduced. If someone waits longer, their benefit may increase. But a lot of people do not fully understand how big that difference can be. And that is why lawmakers have pushed the idea of making Social Security claiming language clearer. Because if the government's own language is confusing, some seniors may be making decisions without fully understanding the long-term cost. And for seniors watching this channel, this is one of the biggest money warnings that I can give. Do not only look at the first check. Look at the lifetime impact. Because claiming early may feel good in the moment, you start getting money sooner, and for some people, claiming early is absolutely necessary. And if you need the money, you need the money. But for others, claiming too early can mean a lower check every single month for the rest of retirement. And if you are married, it can also affect survivor benefits later on. So this is where hope and warning come together. The hope is that clearer rules could help seniors make better decisions and possibly receive more money over time. The warning is that one wrong claiming decision can cost you. This matters because a lot of seniors are already living close to the edge. If your check is $100, $200, $300, or even $400 less every month because of a claiming decision, that can add up fast. That can affect groceries. That can affect utilities. That can affect medications. That can affect rent. That can affect your ability to help your spouse. So if you are close to retirement, do not rush this decision. Check your numbers, look at your full retirement age, look at your health, look at your spouse, look at your work plans, look at your taxes, look at survivor benefits, because the goal is not just to get Social Security. The goal is to get as much as you are legally entitled to. And if lawmakers are now saying the language needs to be clearer, that should tell you something. A lot of people may be making one of the biggest financial decisions of their lives without fully understanding it. So this is not just a technical update. This is a money warning. And for anyone approaching retirement, this may be one of the most important things to pay attention to. Now, this next one is going to frustrate a lot of people. Because while seniors are asking for bigger checks, better service, faster disability decisions, and more accurate payments, the Social Security watchdog has also raised concerns about unresolved issues inside the system. And here's why seniors should care. Every time there is a discussion about Social Security's future, seniors hear the same thing. The trust fund is under pressure. The system needs reform. Congress needs to act. Costs are going up. The population is aging. But at the same time, seniors have every right to ask, is the government fixing waste, mistakes, improper payments, and outdated systems before asking seniors to accept less money? That is the entire angle. Because if there are unresolved problems inside the system, that matters. Not because it means everyone gets a check tomorrow, but because it raises serious questions. Could the system work better? Could payments be more accurate? Could errors be reduced? Could resources be used more efficiently? Could seniors get better service? Could the agency protect the program better? Could the right people get the right amount at the right time? Seniors paid into this system for decades. So when watchdog reports say that there are still major unresolved fixes, seniors deserve to hear about it. This is not just bureaucracy. This is about accountability for the benefit system that millions of Americans depend on. Because seniors are tired of being told there's no money. They are tired of being told that the system is under pressure. They're tired of hearing about possible future cuts. And they're tired of long wait times, confusing letters, overpayments, underpayments, delays, and mistakes. So if there are internal fixes that still need to happen, seniors should know. The money question here is simple. Before seniors are asked to sacrifice anything, is the government doing everything it can to fix problems inside the system? That is why this matters. It is not just about bigger checks. It is about protecting the checks people already receive. It is about accuracy. It is about trust. It is about making sure seniors get every dollar they are supposed to get. And that is why accountability inside the Social Security Administration matters to anyone who depends on Social Security, SSI, or SSDI. Finally, let's talk about the money issue that does not get enough attention. Health costs. A lot of people focus only on whether Social Security checks will go up. And of course, bigger checks do matter. Everyone wants a higher monthly benefit. But what good is a bigger check if Medicare premiums, prescriptions, doctor visits, insurance, dental bills, hearing aids, glasses, transportation, and long-term care eat up the increase? That is the reality for millions of seniors. A Social Security increase only helps if seniors actually get to keep it. So when Congress talks about senior health access, Medicare rules, prescription costs, or rural health care, that is still a money issue. Because every dollar spent on healthcare is a dollar that cannot go toward groceries, rent, gas, utilities, or family. This is why seniors need to watch Medicare news just as closely as Social Security news, because sometimes more money does not come as a bigger check. Sometimes more money comes, as we discussed earlier, from lower costs. Lower premiums, lower prescription prices, better access to care, fewer surprise bills, less travel, more covered services, and so on. That can make a huge difference, especially for seniors in rural areas, people with chronic conditions, people on fixed incomes, and people who already feel like every month is getting tighter and tighter. So yes, we want bigger checks, but we also need to watch anything that could reduce what seniors have to spend. Because at the end of the day, the real question is not just how much is your Social Security check? The real question is how much money do you actually have left after everything is paid? That is what really matters. If your check goes up by $50, but your Medicare premium, prescription costs, rent, or groceries go up by more than that, you are not actually ahead. That is why seniors need to watch every policy that affects healthcare costs, because healthcare can quietly take away the benefit of any increase. So the hope here is that if lawmakers can reduce costs, expand access, lower prescription prices, or protect Medicare beneficiaries from rising expenses, seniors may be able to keep more of their money. And that is just as important as a benefit increase. So let's quickly recap the 5 money-focused updates seniors need to watch. Number 1, senior tax relief could help some older Americans keep more of their money instead of sending it to the IRS. Number 2, SSI reform pressure could eventually help recipients receive more money, keep more savings, or avoid being punished by outdated rules. Number 3, clearer Social Security claiming language could help retirees avoid mistakes that could cost them money for life. Number 4, watchdog concerns inside the SSA raise serious questions about errors, unresolved fixes, and whether the system is being managed properly. And number 5, Medicare and healthcare costs matter because lower costs can be just as important as a bigger Social Security check. So the big picture is this: seniors are not just asking for political updates. They're asking one thing: is more money coming? Will checks go up? Will taxes go down? Will SSI rules change? Will Medicare costs fall? Will prescription costs get easier? Will the government fix errors? Will seniors finally get some breathing room? That is what truly matters. So going forward, this channel is going to keep watching one question above everything else. Is more money coming for seniors, retirees, Social Security recipients, SSI and SSDI recipients, and people living on fixed income? That is what people need to know. Not just political noise, not confusing government language, but what could actually affect your check, your taxes, your benefits, your costs, and the money left in your pocket. If this video helped you, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who receives Social Security, SSI, SSDI, Medicare, or retirement benefits. I'll keep watching the latest developments and breaking them down in plain English. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.